The younger living room would be a comfortable and well-ordered room if it were not for a number of indestructible contradictions to this state of being. Its furnishing are typical and undistinguished, and their primary feature now is that they have clearly had to accommodate the living of too many people for too many years, and they are tired. The furnishing of this room were actually selected with care and love and even hope, and brought to this apartment and arranged with taste and pride. In the morning dark in the living room, Travis is asleep on the make-down bed at center. Ruth, who paces her sleeping son while preparing breakfast nearby, she reaches down and gives him a good final rousing shake. She calls to the boy between yawns in a slightly muffled voice.
Come on now, boy. It's 7:30. You're not the only person in this world got to use the bathroom. Walterly, it's after 7:30. Let me see you do some waking up in there now. You better get up from there, man. It's after 7:30, I tell you. Alright. You just go ahead and lay there. Next thing you know, that Travis will be finished and Mr. Johnson will be there, and you'll be just fussing and causing around here like madman and be late too. Walterly, it's time for you to get up.
Is he out yet?
What you mean out? He ain't hardly got in there good yet.
Well, what are you doing all the evening for if I can't even get in there yet? Check coming today?
They say it's Saturday, and it is Friday, and I hope to God you ain't going to get up this morning and start talking about money, because I about don't want to hear it.
Something the matter with you this morning?
No, I'm just sleepy as devil. What kind of ice you want?
Not scrambled. Pepper come? Set up another bomb yesterday.
Did they?
What's the matter with you?
Ain't the matter with me. Stop asking about that to me this morning.
Anybody bothering you? Sick calling me coming sick.
Is it not? Poor thing.
Oh, me. Now, what is that boy doing all in that bedroom this time? He's just going to have to start getting up earlier. I can't be being late to work on account of him fooling around in there.
Oh no! He ain't going to be getting up no earlier nor such thing. It is not his fault that he cannot get to bed no earlier nights, because he got a bunch of crazy good for nothing continent up running their mouths. And what is supposed to be in his bedroom after 10 o'clock at night?
That's what you made about it. The things I want to talk to my friends, this could be important in mine today.
Why you always got to smoke before eating in the morning?
Just look at them down there, running and racing to work. Oh, you look so young this morning, baby.
Yeah?
Yeah, just for a second, stirring them eggs. Just for a second, you look real young again. It's done now. You look like you're soft again.
Just shut up and just leave me alone.
First thing a man learn in life is not to make love to no-colored women first thing in the morning. You all some evil people at the club in the morning.
Dad, come on.
Sit down and have your breakfast, Travis.
Mom, this is Friday. Check coming tomorrow, huh?
Get your mind off your money. Just eat your breakfast.
This is morning. You're supposed to bring 50 cents to school.
I ain't got 50 cents this morning.
But teacher say we have to.
I don't care what your teachers say. I ain't got it. Just eat your breakfast.
I'm eating.
Hush up, just eat.
You think Grandma will have it?
No. And I want you to stop asking Grandma for money. You hear me?
Kelly, I don't ask her. She just give me sometimes.
Travis really younger. I got too much on it this morning.
Maybe, Daddy.
Travis!
Could I maybe go carry some groceries in front of the supermarket for a little while after school then?
Just hush, I say. If you're through eating, you can get over there and make up your bed.
I'm gone.
Come here. If you don't take this comb and fix your head, you better. But marks out of that head just look like chicken snapped in it. I just don't understand where you got your slobbering ways. Got your jacket too. Looks chilly out this morning.
I'm gone.
Oh, Travis, get careful and make money. And not a single penny for no caps. You hear me?
Yes, I am.
Oh, Mama makes me so mad sometimes, and I don't know what to do. I wouldn't kiss that woman for goodbye in this world this morning. Not for nothing in this world, huh? Whose little old angry man are you?
Oh, get me, Mama.
Oh, Gally, Mama. Get on out of here or you're going to be late.
Mama, could I please go get the groceries?
Honey, it's getting so cold evenings.
What is it you want to do?
Go carry groceries after school at a supermarket.
Well, let him go.
I have to. She won't give me the 50 cents.
Why not?
Because we don't have it.
Oh, Ruth, why tell the boy things like that for? Here, son.
Thanks, Daddy.
In fact, here's another 50 cents. Buy yourself some fruit or take the taxi cab to school or something.
Whoopee!
You better get down now and go to school, man.
Okay, goodbye.
That's my boy. You know what I was thinking about in the bedroom this morning?
No.
How come you always try to be so pleasant?
What is there to be pleasant about?
You want to know what I was thinking in the bedroom or not?
I know what you're thinking about.
But me and Willie Harris was talking about last night.
Willie Harris is good for nothing loudmouth.
Anybody who talks to me has got to be a good for nothing loudmouth, and I want to know about who is just good for nothing loudmouth. Charlie Atkins was just good for nothing loudmouth too, wasn't he? When he wanted me to go in dry cleaning business with him, and now he's grossing $100,000 a year. $100,000 a year, and you still call him a loudmouth.
Oh, Walter Lee.
You tried and you tried of everything. Me, the boy, the way we live. So tired of moaning and groaning all the time, but you wouldn't do nothing to help, would you? You couldn't be on my side along for nothing, could you?
Walter, leave me alone, please.
A man needs for a woman to back him up.
Walter.
Mama will listen to you. You know, she listens to you more than she do me and Beanie. She thinks more of you. All you have to do is just sit down with her when you're drinking your coffee in one morning and talking about things like you do, and you just sip your coffee, see, like you say easy like that you've been thinking the Walter Lee is so interested in about the store and all, and you sip some more coffee, like what you're saying is and really that important to you, and the next things you know, she'll be listening good and asking you questions, and when I come home, I can't tell her the details. This ain't no fly-by-night proposition, baby. I mean, we figured it out. Me, Willie, and Bobo.
Bobo?
Yeah, you see, this liquor store we got in mind cost $75,000, and we figured out the initial investment on the place about be $30,000, and that be $10,000 each. Of course, there's a couple hundred you got to pay, so you don't have to spend your life just waiting for them clown to let your license get approved.
You mean graft?
Don't call it that. See there, it just goes to show you what women understand about the world. Baby, don't nothing happen for you in this world unless you pay somebody off.
Walter, please leave me alone. Eat your eggs.
That's it. There you are. A man said to his woman, I got me a dream, and his woman say, eat your eggs. A man say, I got to take hold this world, baby, and his woman say, eat your eggs and get to work. A man say, I got to change my life, baby, I'm choking to death, and his woman say, your eggs is getting cold.
Walter, this ain't none of our money.
This morning, I was looking in the mirror and thinking about it. I'm 35 years old. I've been married 11 years and I got a boy who sleeps in living room. And all I got to give him is just about stories, what people live.
Walter, eat your eggs.
Damn my eggs, damn all the eggs I ever was.
Then go to work.
You see, I'm trying to talk to you about myself. And all you can say is eat the eggs and go to work.
Honey, you never say nothing new. I always listen to you every morning and every evening, and you never say nothing new. So you well better be Mr. Arnold and be his driver, so I would rather be living in the Buckingham Palace.
That is what is wrong with cowwomen in this world. Don't understand how to building their men up and making them feel like somebody, like they feel that like they can do something.
They're colored men who do things.
No thanks to cowwomen.
Well, being colored woman, I cannot help myself none.
One group of men that tied out to raise of women with small minds.
Oh, I'm going to start timing with those people.
You should get up earlier.
Oh, really? Would you suggest them? Where's the pepper?
You horrible looking chicken.
Oh, good morning, everybody.
High school coming.
Lovely, lovely. And you know, biology is the greatest. I dissected something that looking just like you yesterday.
I just wondered if you made up your mind and everything.
And what did I answer you yesterday morning? And the day before that?
Don't be so nasty, baby.
And the day before that? And the day before that?
I'm interested in you. Something wrong with that? And many girls who decide to be a doctor. Have you figured out yet just exactly how much medical school is going to cost?
Walter, why don't you just leave that girl alone and get up from here to work?
Come on out of there, please.
You know the check is coming tomorrow.
Walter, that money belongs to Mama, and it's for her to decide how she wants to use it. I don't care if she wants to buy a house or a rocket ship or just nail it up somewhere. And look at it, it's hers, not ours. Hers.
Now it is fine. You just get your mother's interest at her and you go, you're such a nice girl. But if Mama got that money, she always can take a few thousand and help you through school, can she?
I have never asked anyone around here to do anything for me.
No, the line between asking and just accepting. When the time comes, big and widen it.
What do you want from me, brother? That I quit school and just drop that weed?
I don't want nothing but for you to stop acting holy around here. Me and Ruth done some sacrifice for you. Why can't you do something for the family?
Don't be dragging me in it.
You are in it. Don't you get up and go to work in Spanish kitchen for the last 3 years to have put clothes on her back?
Oh no, that's not fair.
It ain't that nobody expect you to get on your knees and say thank you, brother, thank you, Ruth, thank you, Mama, and thank you, Travis, for wearing the same pair of shoes for 2 semesters.
Well, I do alright. Thanks to everybody. And forgive me for never wanting to be anything at all. Forgive me, forgive me, forgive me!
Please stop it. Your mother will hear you.
Who the hell told you you had to be a doctor?
If you're crazy messing up with sick people, then be a nurse like the other women, or just get married or be quiet.
Well, you finally got it said. It took you 3 years, but you finally got it said. Walter, give up. Leave me alone. That's Mama's money.
He was my father too.
But he was mine too. Travis' grandfather, but the insurance money belongs to Mama. Picking on me is not going to make you to give it to you to invest in any liquor store. But I for once say, God bless Mama for that.
See? Did you hear? Did you hear?
Honey, let's go to work.
Nobody in this house is ever going to understand me.
Because you are not.
Who is not?
You. You are not. That is made by
The world's most paper race of people, and that's a fact.
and then all the prophets who will lead us of the wilderness into the swamp.
Benny, gotta be picky with your brother. Can you just be a little sweeter sometime?
I need some money for cafe.
50 cents? Here, take a taxi.
Who that's around here slamming door in these hours?
Here was Walter Lee. He and Benny was at it again.
My children's and it tankers. Lord, is this the old plan to get more sun that has been getting never going to see spring game? What's the matter with you this morning, Ruth? You aim to iron all the things. Lift some for me, I'll get into them this afternoon. Benny, honey, it's too drafty for you to be sitting around half dressed. Where's your robe?
In the cleaners.
Go get mine and put it on.
I'm not cold, Mama. Honest.
I know, but you're so thin.
I'm not cold, Mama.
Lord have mercy. Look at this poor bag. Bless his hurt. He tries, don't he?
No. He don't have to try at all, because he knew that you're going to come along behind him and fix everything. That is just how he doesn't know to do nothing right now. You done spoiled that boy so.
He's a little boy and supposed to know about housekeeping. My baby, that was he is. What you feed for his breakfast this morning?
I feed my son, Lena.
I ain't maidling. I just realized all last week he had cold cereal. And when it starts getting chilly in the fall, a child ought to have some oats scratch when he goes out in the cold.
I give him hot oats. Is that alright?
I ain't maidling. Puts lots of butter on it. He likes lots of butter.
Lena.
What was you and your brother fighting about this morning?
It's not important, Mama.
What was they fighting about?
Now you know as well as I do.
Your brother still worrying himself sick about that money?
You know he is.
You have breakfast?
Just some coffee.
Girls, you better start eating and looking after yourself better.
Lena,
Mm-hmm.
what are you going to do with it?
Now, when you start, girl, it's too early in the morning to be talking about money.
That's just how he got his heart set on that store.
You mean that liquor store that Willie Harris want him to invest in?
Yes.
We ain't no business people, Ruth. We just plain working folks.
Ain't nobody business people till they got into business. Walter Lee say colored people ain't going to start ahead till they start gambling on some different kind of things in this world. Investment and things.
What done got into you, girls? Walter Lee done finally sold you on investing.
No, Mama, there's something is happening between me and Walter. But I don't know what it is. He needs something. Something I couldn't give him anymore. He needs this chance, Lena.
But liquor, honey.
Yes, like Walter saying, I expect some people will always be drinking themselves some liquor.
Whether they drink is or not ain't none of my business. But whether I go into business, selling it to them is. And I don't want that on my leisure this late in life. Ruth Jammer, what's the matter with you today? You look cold.
I'm tired.
Well, it's better to you to stay home from work today.
I cannot stay home. She'll be calling up the agency and scream out at them, my girl didn't come in! Send me somebody, my girl didn't come in! Ugh. She just have a fit.
Well, let her have it. I'll just call her up and say you got the flu.
Why the flu?
Because it's so respectable. Something white people got too. They know what the flu. Otherwise, they think that you have cut her up or something when you call them you sick.
I got to go in. We need money.
Somebody will have touched my children done, but stiff to that the way they talk about money here late. Child, you got a great big old check coming tomorrow.
Well, now that's your money. It ain't to do nothing to do with me. We all feel like that. Walter and Benny and me, even Travis.
$10,000.
Yeah, that's wonderful.
$10,000.
Mm-hmm. Now, you know what you should do, Miss Lina? You should take yourself a trip to somewhere. To Europe, to South America, or some places.
Oh, child.
I'm serious. Just pack and leave. Go on away and enjoy yourself some. Just forget about the family. And have a ball for once in your life.
You sound like I'm just about ready to die. Could go with me. What's I look like wandering around Europe by myself?
Shoot. Here, rich white women do it all the time. They don't think nothing of picking up their suitcases and pulling on one of them big ships and shoes. They gone, child.
Something always told me I was no rich white woman.
So, what are you going to do with it then?
I am rightly decided. Some of it got to be put away for Benata and her schooling. And ain't nothing going to touch it. Nothing. Been thinking that we maybe could meet the notes on a little old two-story somewhere with a yard where Travis can play in the summertime. If we use the part of the life insurance for the down payment, and everybody can pinch of it, I could maybe take a part of day walking.
Well, Lord knows we have put enough rent into this rat trap to pay for 4 houses by now.
Rat trap? Yes, that's all it is. I remember just as well the day me and Big Walter moved in here. Hadn't married yet, but 2 weeks. And we never planning to be living in here no more than a year. We're going to start everything little by little, don't you know? And buying a little place in Morgan Park. We had even choose the house. Looks like dumpy today. But Lord child, you should know about all the dreams I had about buying a house and fixing it up and making me a little garden in the back. But didn't none of it happens.
Yes, life can be a battle of disappointment sometimes.
Honey, Big Walter will come in here some night back and just slam in the couch there. And I just look at the rug and look at me and look at the rug and back at me. And I know he was down there, really down. And then Lord, when I lost that baby, little Chloe, I almost thought I was going to lose Big Walter too. That man breathed his out. He was one man to love his children.
And nothing can tear at you like you losing your baby.
I guess that how come that man finally woke his dad like what he done? Like he was fighting with his own war in the world that took his baby from him.
Well, he was a fine man. I always liked Mr. Younger.
Crazy about his children. God knows, there was plenty wrong with Walter Younger. Hard-headed means kind of wild with women. But sure, he loved his children. Always want them to have something. Be something. Big Walter used to say, he'd get rag wet on his eyes sometimes and say, seems like God never see fit to give black man nothing but dreams. But he give us children to make them dreams seems come true. He could speak like that, don't you know?
Yes, he sure he could. He was a good man, Mr. Younger.
Yes, a fine man. Just couldn't catch up with his dreams. That's all.
What could be so dirty on that woman's rags that she has to vacuum them every single day?
I wish a certain young woman around here I could name would also take inspiration of a certain rug in a certain apartment I could also mention.
How much cleaning can a house need for a crochet?
Benny!
Just listen to her, just listen.
Oh God!
If you use the Lord name just one more
Oh,
time.
Mama.
Fresh. It's fresh as salt, this girl.
Well, if the salt loses its savor.
Now that will do. I just ain't going to have you around here reciting the scripture in vain. You hear me?
How did I manage to get on everybody wrong side by just walking into the room?
If you weren't so fresh.
Ruth, I'm 20 years old.
Why don't you be home from school today?
Kind of late. Madeline is going to start my lesson guitar today.
Your what kind of lessons?
Guitar?
Oh, Father.
How come you don't take it in your mind to learn to play the guitar?
I just want to, that's all.
Lord Charles, don't you know what to do with yourself? How long it going to be before you get tired of this now? Like you got tired of a little plaything group you joined last year. And what was that a year before that?
The horseback riding that she spent $55 for riding habits that's been hanging in the closet ever since.
Why you got to flip from one thing to another, baby?
I just want to learn to play the guitar. Is there anything wrong with that?
Ain't nobody trying to stop you. I just wonder sometimes why you have to flip from one thing to another all the time. You ain't never done nothing with all the camera equipment you brought home.
I do not flip. I experiment with different forms of expressions.
Like riding a horse.
People have to express themselves one way or another.
What is it you want to express?
Me? Don't worry. I don't expect you to understand.
Who you going out with tomorrow night?
George Mercican again.
Oh, you're getting a little sweet on him.
Mm-hmm.
You ask me, this child ain't sweet on a body but herself. Express herself.
I like George, alright, Mama. I mean, I like him enough to go with him and stuff, but
What does stuff mean?
mind your own business.
Stop picking at her now, Ruth. What does it mean?
Oh, I just mean I couldn't ever be really serious about George. He's so shallow.
Shallow? What you mean he's shallow? He's rich.
Yes, Ruth.
Yeah, I know he's rich, and he knows he's rich too.
So, what are the qualities a man got to satisfy you, little girl?
You don't even begin to understand. Anybody who marries Walter could not possible to understand.
What kind of way is that to talk about your brother?
Brother is a flip, let's face it.
What's a flip?
She's saying he was crazy.
Not crazy. Brother isn't really crazy yet. He's an elaborate neurotic.
How's your mouth?
And anyway, as for George, well, George looks good. He's got a beautiful car and he takes me to the nice places, and as my sister-in-law says, he is probably the richest boy that I will ever get to know. But if the youngers are sitting around waiting to see if their little Benny is going to tie up the family with the Mersicans, they are wasting their time.
You mean you wouldn't marry George Mitchison if he asked you someday? That's pretty rich thing. I know you was odd.
No, I wouldn't marry him if all I felt for him was what I feel now. Besides, the Mercican wouldn't really like it.
Why not?
Oh, Mama! The Mercican are honest to God rich colored people. And the only people in the world who are more snobbish than rich white people are rich colored people. And I thought everybody knew that. I met Mrs. Mercican, she is sin.
You must not dislike people because they're well off, honey.
Oh, why not? It's make just as much as us disliking people because they are poor and lots of people do that.
Oh, so get over some of this.
Get over it? What are you talking about, Ruth? I'm not worried about who I'm going to marry yet if I ever get married.
If. Now, Benny.
Oh, I probably will. But first, I'm going to be a doctor. And for George, for one, still thinks that pretty funny. And I couldn't be better with that. And I'm going to be a doctor, and everybody around here better understand that.
Of course you are going to be a doctor, honey. God willing.
God hasn't got a thing to do with it.
Benny, it just was an accessory.
Well, neither is God. I get sick of hearing about God.
Benny!
I mean it. I'm just tired of hearing about God all the time. What has he got to do with anything? Does he pay tuition?
You got to get your first little job slack.
That's just all what she needs.
Why? Why can't I say what I want to around here like everybody else?
It does sound nice for a young girl to see things like that. You wasn't brought up that way. Me and your father went to trouble to get you and your brother to church every Sunday.
Mama, you don't understand. It's all a matter of ideas, and God is just one idea that I don't accept. It's not important. I'm not going out and be immoral or commit crimes because I don't believe in God, and I don't think even about it. It's just that I got tired of him getting credit for all the things that human race achieved through its own stubborn effort. There simply is no bastard God. There is only man, and it is he who makes the miracles.
Now you say after me. In my mother house, there's still a God. In my mother house, there's still a God.
In my mother's house, there is still God.
There are some ideas that ain't going to be happen in this house. No long as I'm the head of this family.
Yes, Mom.
You taught a woman, Benny, but you're just a little girl. What you did was childish, so you treated like a child.
I see. I also see that everybody thinks it's alright for Mama to be a tyrant. But all the tyranny in the world will never put a God in the heavens!
She said she was sorry.
They've written me, Ruth. My children's.
You gotta know children, Lena. They just get a little off sometimes, but they are good.
No, there's something come down between me and them that don't let us understand each other. And I don't know what is it. One done almost crazy think about money all the time, and the other done comments to talk about something I never seems to understand. What's that changing, Ruth?
No, you take it too seriously, Lena. You got a strong-willed children, and it takes a strong woman like you to keep them in hand.
The spirits are all right, my childrens. Good to admit God's spirit. Benny and Walter. Like this little old plant that never got enough sunshine. And look at it.
You sure love that little old things, don't you?
Well, I always wanted me a garden that I used to see sometimes at the back of the houses down home. This pond is close as I ever got to having one. Lord ain't nothing as really as the view from these windows on a dreary day. Is there? Why don't you sing this morning, Ruth? Sing that no way started. That song always leaves me up so.